Hi, I'm Dave. I'm going to lead you through this module of the seated positions and the cueing and the alignments. So what you will need during these sequences is a yoga belt and a yoga block, because what I'd like to do is firstly show you the posture itself, the asana itself, but then show you how you would maybe teach that to a beginner or somebody with tight hips. Okay, so if you can make sure you've got your yoga block and your yoga belt, we'll get started. Gomukhasana, or cow face pose. So a challenging pose. A lot of people coming into yoga first off just will not be able to do this pose. They'll be too tight in the hips, they'll be too tight in the back. So the variation that you would give to them is feet together and lift and relax. So while you would be teaching your sequence in cow face, all the time they're thinking about relaxing the hips open. So this eventually, by doing this, maybe resting their elbows onto the knees so they can open their knees a little bit more. By doing this, eventually that will allow them to be able to come and do the full pose. But I am still really tight in this pose, and there's some of the variations that you can do in the pose. Because of injuries that I've had, I still can't do. I still need the assistance of the belt and the block. So always have that in mind. You know, have a look, and if people are struggling in this, what's happening is their experience is not a good experience, and you don't really want people in your class to be not having a good experience. It can be challenging and it can be a physical experience, but you don't want them to be feeling like unhappy. So we use the blocks and the belts that we can use it. So again, if somebody is already tight here, they can sit up onto the block, and just while you do your sequence, encourage them to relax and let their knees open. And just for this period of time that you're going through your cow face sequence, is they're doing a little yin class all of their own, which is encouraging that opening up. And before they know it, they'll be back and be doing the full pose themselves. One of the ways I like to go into it is from, if you're in this twist, so you're doing the long spinal twist, you can easily take that foot out to the side and then bend the other leg in. So the objective really is to try and get the knees stacked up on top of each other, and also both sit bones down and onto the floor. So you might find if this foot is a bit close in, take it out to the side and just let the sit bones settle down to the floor. Now if that isn't happening, you can get the legs crossed, but you're sat like this, then up onto the block, and that just helps lift the spine a little. Okay. So taking a hold of the big toes with the peace fingers, relax the shoulders down the back. Now lengthen the spine up through the crown of the head. Take an inhale. On the exhale, keep the length through the spine, but just lengthen the back of the neck. Let the chin come down towards the chest and focus in to the third eye. So we're creating the length up through the Sushumna Nadi, but length through the back of the spine by allowing the chin to come down. With the eyes closed, we're into a meditative pose now, where we can focus onto the third eye. We can keep the pelvic floor lifted and the tummy in, so we're creating that Kundalini energy up, and we're focusing into the third eye, and then nice deep breaths. So you see how the shoulders are relaxed, arms are relaxed, just connecting with the breath. So variations that you can do in this is you can take the right hand out to the side with the thumb down, left hand out to the side with the thumb up, and then as the left hand comes up, the right hand comes around behind, and then the left hand comes over to meet the hands. Now I really struggle on this side because I had a really big bike accident a few years ago on this shoulder, and still I'm trying to fix it. Okay, so I would use the belt myself here. I would reach as far down that belt as I can, and then with this back hand I'm reaching up to get them as close as I can, so I can get the bind. And then I'm going to inhale, try and sit up as tall as I can, and on the exhale, keeping that length, I'm going to fold forward. So that's one option that you can do. Another option would be to inhale, reach up, exhale, reach as far forward as you can, and bring your forearms down to the floor and relax. So they're all, as you can see, they're like levels really, where you're kind of trying to judge all the time who's where in your class. So you're giving everybody that nice full experience. And another option would be to have the shoulders down the back, the tummy in. So there's the tummy into this lift creates this smaller area here for you to be able to twist in. So if you connect the arms and push into the forearms, keep this nice straight arm and the shoulders down, and then inhale. As you exhale, don't twist in, lift up, twist all the way around to the right, and then bring that elbow down to the knee, and you'll find the thumbs stay by the sternum much better. So this is another option that we can do. And then inhale to the center. So I'm going to show you one of my copyright moves now. Now I'm going to let you have it. This is, I know, this is magic. You'll love this. Okay, I'm going to turn around to the left and bring my hands down to the floor. This is so you can do this in your class. It's going to make you feel amazing. So I'm going to turn around to the left. I'm going to step into my feet, turn all the way around, and I just come back with the other leg on top. I know, right? I know. It's amazing. So, thinking knees are stacked on top of each other, sit bones are on the floor. If both aren't on the floor, lift yourself up onto the block and support. And you might find yourself that, whoa, one side is completely different to the other. It generally is. So, think, relaxing the hips, keep yourself nice and square, take a hold of the big toes. So you're lifting the spine, shoulders are down the back, but you create that extra little bit of length in the back of the spine by just letting the chin come down towards the chest. Eyes are closed and the focus is in on the third eye. Mula and Uddiyana engaged. Big breaths. So opening the eyes, and this time the hands come out to the side and the left hand comes down below and the right hand comes up, and then bind the fingers together. So you see how that's different on this side for me. I can't bind the hands the other side, I use the belt, but this side I can get the bind. Inhale, lift, look up, and exhale, fall forward. Inhale, lift up, release, open the arms, reach up, exhale, fall forward, see if you can bring the forearms down towards the floor. Inhale, lift, bring the hands to the heart space, remember that nice flat line, shoulders down the back, tummy in, inhale. Exhale, turn all the way around to the left, and then bring that right elbow to the knee, Draw the shoulders down the back, thumbs to the sternum, look over that left shoulder. Inhale to the centre, come all the way around, have a little counter twist. And then when you come back to the centre, the bottom leg, if you straighten that bottom leg, you're then ready for that twist on the opposite side. So you see how it naturally leads itself in from one pose, which was the twist on the other side, and then opening the knee, bending the knee. By the time you get all the way around to the other side, the other leg is already there for you to go. Okay, but again, super tight. If people are super tight, get them up on the block, feet together into a prayer, and just get them relaxing into that. So it's like a little yin section for the beginners, in amongst where you're keeping the flow going for the people who've maybe got more of a practice who are in your class. I mean, it might be different if they're just beginners in your class, or you've got, you know, in level 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. But generally in my classes, I find that I have a wide range of some people who've been doing yoga with me for a long time to people who are just wanting to get going and get started. So I try and have this balance all the time where everybody feels like they're participating and they're part of it, and they're not being ignored or they're not missing out because. So it's an awareness of your compassion to your students. Yes, you're giving them this gift, but we want to give it to them in a way that at least they can unwrap the present. So there we have Gomukhasana, cat face. Namaste.